can't stop the love we made.
Okay, here's this computer I just got done building yesterday. The main purpose of building this computer was that I upgraded my wife's computer from an i5 6400, had 16 gigs of RAM in it. It's like 2400 hertz RAM. And then I upgraded my PC from 120 gig to a 500, from 120 to a 256 gig, and then I have 2 extra 1 terabyte hard drives that I don't use. So I was thinking, wow, that's basically almost a whole system. And I still have the stock cooler for it, so only thing you need is a motherboard, case, and power supply. So what I was thinking is like, well, I could just order a basic board, cheap case, power supply and stuff when it's gonna do the job for it, and then just resell the parts and make some kind of money off of it. Definitely gonna make money off of it, just depends on how much of a profit it would be. But like I said, it has an i5 6400 in it, 16 gigs of RAM. With this motherboard and this CPU, the RAM is only run at 2133. Maybe I can tweak it. I hadn't even messed with the BIOS. 120 gig SSD and a 1 terabyte hard drive for storage, which I already changed the location over. What I do is just change the location from where it says where all your drives are just pretty much on the SSD. I moved all them locations to the hard drive, so your documents, pictures, downloads, all that just directly go to the hard drive instead of the SSD. Let me switch this on because it is powered off. Powered on now. Let's turn on this monitor. I know how to turn it on. Okay, there we go. Okay, here's a switch. This is the main thing. This thing boots up really pretty quick. Let's boot this in. It's power button. It's on. Good boot time. I changed the default background picture. Yeah, you don't see. You see audio because it's hooked to. Why is it showing audio? Mouse is not on. See in the control panel. Go to system. i5 6400 is running at 2.7 gigahertz. It's a quad core. It boosts up to 3.2, and all the games we played on it, and actually boosts up to 3.2 on all 4 cores all the time. So it runs pretty smooth. 16 gigs of RAM. It's running on the Intel HD 530 because it doesn't have a video card in it. Windows is activated. It's running Windows 10 Home. Full device manager. No like drives it couldn't find. Windows found it all. I didn't do no updates. I didn't charge it, install anything but updates. Windows updates, and that was it. System is up to date. You can see, look at that. I'll recut it off. This is a 32-inch IPS display. It's only 1080p. 32-inch. I just picked that up used, like $115. Now you just reboot this in. Here's a power button again. You'll see when the light comes on that I hit it. amazing. Pretty nice. Actually boots in faster than my other two computers. Okay, some monitor's a little tricky to turn off, I think. Yeah, do like that. Turn the monitor off. I'll slide this. This is a USB for my mouse. I don't hook these in the back anymore. I haven't actually left one in a computer, but I have a lot of times almost left one of these in a computer, so you know how it is. It's pretty annoying. I have to buy a new mouse or one of these dongles and reset them up if you lose it for something. So I just hook it up onto this extension that's Logitech anyways. Okay, now this is a PC. I'm going to slide over here so I can make sure it's not in frame very well. Slide this to pull some more light. Okay, just see how that looks. Halfway decent. No DVD-ROM. I was thinking about putting a DVD-ROM in it and a card reader. I had another Dell that I sold, probably from the other video you seen. I was going to take the DVD-ROM out of it and the card reader if it didn't sell as good as I wanted it to, but it sold for actually a little bit more than what I wanted. Turn it to the side. I did throw the fan on it myself. Oh, crazy. I don't even know if the video is going to be any good. You barely see the fan because there's all the light coming in. There's one window. Try blocking it. Okay, there we go. This is just a little bit better. Let me walk in front of the camera. Move this. Slide this monitor over. Okay, there you go. A little better. Okay, I did put the fan in myself. I have extra fans, obviously. And I was thinking once I put it up, someone actually didn't want a blue LED. I do have an extra black that I can stick on the side. This is way better because the case doesn't come with a back fan. It comes with a fan in the front, and it only has a little slot in the front for air to pull in, and it's a Molex, so you can't really hook it to the motherboard. I'd rather have it hooked into the motherboard. Okay. It does have thumb screws in it. Okay, you can see the fan from the inside. There's the system itself. Cable management was not the best. Obviously it doesn't have any. You can't open the other side, but I believe it's just there to put the screws in for the hard drive, which I thought was pretty weird. They only give you 4 screws for the hard drive, and that was it. And then it does have a little mount on the bottom for your SSD. SSDs right here, you can see the cords. SSDs here, the 1 terabyte here. They pretty much is almost a whole system new, kind of. The motherboard's new, power supply is new, case is new. Yeah, a lot. It's half and half mix because the hard drive's used. Wasn't really used that much. SSD was used. I bought it a year ago. It's a year old. Still under warranty, obviously. Everything in the machine is still under warranty. Even the CPU. Because most of the stuff is actually, the CPU is probably like 8 months old. Yeah, but this case, I just got a basic case, basic power supply. But as you can see, the audio, this is out of the front as long as it can go. Just barely makes it to the audio jack over here. I just shrink it like this, and then this just barely makes it to. I can even cable manage it. And as you can see, the lines here, if you can, the lines go up right here instead of going across and then up. And I tied it here, which the pins are on the bottom. But I think that looks a lot better than just leaving the cables just dangling. It stays really cool. I tested everything outside the system. I actually used my power supply to begin with because I did not have the case power supply, so I pretty much use the motherboard box as a test bed and place some tumerator on it. Yeah, the CPU is good enough. If you put a video card in it, you'll do good. You know, you can get your hands on a cheap 1050 Ti or a 1060. Be a pretty nice system. You can't see the fan, but the fan is here. I wrapped the cord up, pushed it underneath the fan itself, so it's a Molex. I didn't want it hooked up. Because it's like, where is it really going to get the air from? If it's going to be pulling air, it's going to be pulling air from a little slot there, and then all the little cracks in the front of the case. It's like, why do it? Might as well just hook a fan on the side, and then you're getting that direct airflow from outside, blowing onto the motherboard and on the CPU, so it's going to stay cool. Trying to put this back on is kind of tricky to put on, so I'll just put it barely on there. Looks like it went pretty good. Okay, thumb screws back in. Case doesn't have any. If it does, I didn't find them. It isn't like any sharp edges in there. You doing the computer is like gonna cut you or nothing. See the backup power supply, gloss plaque on the power supply. No fan. Have USB 3.0, 2 of them, DVI, VGA, 2 more. These are just 2.0. This is 3.0. And your audio, Ethernet. Pretty basic computer. Like I said, the specs again, before I let the video go. It has an MSI H110 VD, I think, Pro. It has an i5 6400 quad core running at 2.7 gigahertz, boosting to 3.2 gigahertz, 16 gigs of RAM, 2 8 gig sticks, running in the system at 2133, but the RAM is 2400 hertz. Excuse me, a Kingston Now 120 gig SSD, Kevlar Blue, Western Digital 1 terabyte hard drive, and that's it. It says a 430 watt power supply, but it's reading max, so it's max of 430, and it says average power is 330 watts, which is good enough for this system because this system is pretty low power efficiency, so that power supply is really good. Most of the time, even with the OEMs, you're going to get a cheap power supply anyways, and it's going to be like 320, 280 watts. So yeah, it's an overall decent system. You slap a video card in it, you're going to have a real nice gaming machine for really cheap. I'm looking at roughly trying to get rid of it, selling it for $375, $350. If you go to Walmart.com and you say desktop computers with i5s in it, the first one you can see that's the lowest, that actually has an i5 in it, actually has a 7400 in it, but it only has 8 gigs of RAM and has a 128 gig SSD and a 1 terabyte hard drive, but then it only has 8 gigs, so the processor is a little bit faster, but it has less amount of RAM in it. And that computer, after taxes, so you go in the store, buy it, walking out of the store with it, well, if you bought it, it's going to be more like $800. So $375 for this, new case, new power supply. The hardware that is used in it wasn't used very much. And if they didn't want the blue LED fan on the side of it, I slapped this fan on it. Still will come with the front fan. I'm not going to take that out. Pretty quick, fast computer. I played Tomb Raider on it for like 3-4 hours, and it did an amazing job on it. Tomb Raider, it's not the newest Tomb Raider, it's the one before, but it maxed it out at 1080p. Everything was on high. Even there, you know, even the NVIDIA stuff was on. I'm gonna shut this down. Thank you for watching. This basically video is just for I can have a posting to put to Craigslist when I throw this on Craigslist. It's going to be on Craigslist, Let Go, and probably some of the Facebook web sell sites, just to see how much you get rid of. It doesn't sell fast. I could just take this to the pawn shop, and I'm sure I can get that kind of money for it. They sell old systems in there for $150 that are seriously old. 775 socket CPUs, desktops that they sell for $150, $180. They had an old AMD system in there, $250. So yeah, I could probably get that money or close to it just from the pawn shop. So whoever buys it's getting an awesome deal, getting a reliable computer. Okay, this is the end of the video. If you bought this computer and you're watching the video now, thank you for buying it. And if you didn't buy it, but you watch the video all the way to the end, thank you. You don't need to do any of that, likes, thanks, or anything. Just thank you for watching.